Hello, welcome to another screen recording. So, I was just looking at my YouTube analytics and I noticed in trends that people are searching for double harmonic major scale. So, I figured, although I already made a video exploring its modes and everything, I would make another video just explaining a little bit about the scale for people who are just getting into this. So the way we're going to do our double harmonic major scale is we're going to start with our C major scale, right? So we're working the key of C. So I'm not going to include the octave in my list of notes, but C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Let's number them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to flatten the sixth. That'll bring our scale from C major to C harmonic major. So we're going to replace that sixth with a flat sixth or A flat. So now this creates a odd second or minor third gap between the sixth and the seventh of the scale. That's why it's called a harmonic scale. So now to make it double harmonic, we're going to want to flatten the second as well. So this is actually kind of like a Phrygian dominant scale, but the seventh is natural. So this is our double harmonic major scale. It's very easy, just flatten the second and sixth compared to the parallel major. Now let's explore the chords. So I see right here. So I see on our root of C, we could get C, E, and G. So we get a 1 major chord or C. Now on a flat 2, we get a D flat, F, and A flat, so that makes it a flat 2 major. Then on a 3 chord, that's minor. Now the 4 chord would also be minor because, like when we try to construct a chord, we have the F, then skip a note, A flat, skip another note, C. That is F minor. Our 5 chord is kind of weird. It's a major chord, but with a flat fifth. So, I'm going to break my normal pattern here, and I'm just going to use the dominant seventh on this one. I'm not going to write down the flat 5 in the Roman numeral notation, but I could write down here G7, flat 5. Then the 6th chord of A flat will be augmented, so that's a flat 6 chord. It will be A flat augmented. Then on the 7 chord, you have B, D flat, and F. That's a bit crazy, so it looks like we actually have what's notated as a diminished third here. So I honestly am not sure what to call this 7 chord. I think I'm just going to call it B diminished double flat 3. So just going to put 7 diminished as a Roman numeral here. And I'm going to put B dim double flat 3. So we know that it's either a diminished third as opposed to a minor third. So those are the chords that you get when you diatonically, although I don't know if diatonically is the right word for this scale because this is not a diatonic mode. So these are the chords in the key of C double harmonic major. As you see, I put Roman numerals so you could transpose it to whatever key you want. And then there's going to be some chords that are actually not found in the key. That they are in the key, but not stacked from thirds. There is the C augmented chord, so you get a C aug that is not formed by stacking thirds. However, you would need the C, E, and A flat. Same goes for a D flat minor chord, which would normally be C sharp, E, and G, not D flat, E, and C sharp, E, and G sharp, not D flat, E, and A flat. The interesting thing here is that there's also flat 2 diminished tiding. It's right here, D flat, E, and G. Then when we move on to the third, we see that we have an E major hiding there. So we get So far, I've already found 4 chords just hiding in the scale. Now make that 5. There's also an E augmented. Now, if we go for our 4, I could also see an F diminished chord here. So, like I see an F diminished there, which is actually very weird. Like, there's an F, A flat, and B. Normally, F diminished is spelled F, A flat, C flat. So that's why I'm not saying. That's why I'm saying it's in the key, but not in the key really. Now moving on, I don't really see anything hiding, like within the 5th degree. But on the flat 6, I see actually nothing. On the 7, however, on the 7, I also don't really see anything going on. So that means that we have a total of 13 chords in this key. Only 7 of them, however, actually properly fit in the key. So now let's move on to a couple progressions in the double harmonic major scale. So if we stay completely diatonic to the key, you could probably do C, F minor, G7 flat 5, and then back to C. Or you could just completely skip the G7 flat 5 and go straight from F minor to C. So there's another progression in this scale, F minor, C. Another cool thing, we could probably anticipate that C with a D flat chord, especially D flat 7, because I didn't really want to go into dominant 7ths because there's honestly quite a few dominant 7ths in this scale, so I figured I'll keep it to just triads except for this 5 chord, because that was just easier to use the dominant 7ths on when finding a name for the chord. So that's 3 chord progressions that actually work in the key. Now, if we want to use chords that are within this key but also somewhat chromatic, we could go C, F minor, E, and then back to C to introduce some chromatic medians in there, you know. Or if you want to have a stronger resolution, we could go E, F minor, then C. So there you have it, the double harmonic major scale. Mir Hashem, I'll catch you in the very next screen recording. Sei gesund, Mashiach.